Niva Bupa Health Insurance since. Okay, so I'm having a founder member. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to be here. And the upcoming star of Niva.
अरे वाह
And action! Hey guys, today we are having a team of people who are into health insurance, that too with Niva Bupa Health Insurance. So we are having a mentor as well as upcoming advisor who is going to be star advisor of Niva Bupa Health Insurance. So let's welcome them and know their journey, and let's know how they can be helpful to us and what are the tricks and things that would help us to grow our business as well. So please welcome them. So let me have the pleasure of introducing these two superstars who are into health insurance. She's Sunita Banerjee, who is into Niva Bupa Health Insurance. And he's Mr. Suresh Menon, who is a mentor to her, as well as many other health insurance advisors and much more. So let's know what achievements they have done and how they can be helpful to us. So welcome Mr. Suresh Menon, and thank you Sunita Banerjee for inviting him and making our show so successful.
Thank you for having us here.
And that's all my pleasure. So let's start with what was your journey, how you two people met and how you came together into business and what achievements have you done?
Well, I joined, Max earlier in 2005, and that's how my journey of insurance began.
Okay.
And that's the first time I met Suresh there. He was a manager initially, and though I wasn't directly in his team, but we've been seeing each other. I've been seeing how he's been working, and later I think when I decided to join health insurance. That was, I think, I joined Niva Bupa, I think, just about last year, right?
11 months back.
11 months back. And since then, it's been a wonderful journey. But yes, I've known him for the last 17 years.
What were you waiting for 16 long years? You were waiting for her to get free?
Disha, to be frank, I was into the industry, life insurance. Then I continued, I had a good journey as a managerial person. Then I left, became an advisor. I took the very best decision of becoming an entrepreneur, and I'm having my own agency. So I was on my good path 5 years. Then decided when health insurance industry started, Niva Bupa was launched. I was a founder member. Somewhere Sunita got lost. She was doing very well in life insurance industry. One fine day, I got her number and I called her back. And I'll tell you, Disha, it's not easy to get someone into the health insurance industry. You must be wondering how many times, and Sunita also doesn't know how many times I must have contacted her. Sunita, do you remember?
I have no idea. I got so many calls from him, okay, join karo, and I said, no, I'm not interested.
Sunita, it is exactly 19. It clicked on my date of birth falls on 19th, and it's the 19th time it clicked. And I followed.
So you called her 19 times?
19 times I followed her.
That's what he said.
19th time 19th time she said yes. And I tell you, 19th time it was not yes. She doesn't know it was not yes. I just said, give me your PAN card, give me your Aadhaar card, give me your this, and you are into Niva Bupa. She sent me everything. I said, congratulations, you are joined. Am I
So
right?
Disha, that's the kind of faith and trust I have in him. Though I wasn't very keen on joining initially because I'm already into other insurance companies, so then it gets a little, you don't know how to manage everything together. So I didn't want to put my, feet in so many places. I just thought, okay, let me concentrate. I'm also with another company for health insurance, so I wasn't sure I'll be able to manage so many things together, and that was the reason why I was saying no. But he just finally told me, you just send me your PAN card and you send me your Aadhaar, that's it. And I said,
I always feel for successful people to be there. That's the right timing.
I completely.
So, since what was your journey? Like when what is the first job you did, or when you started working? Even if for a single second, did you have the thought that you want to be an entrepreneur?
Sure. My background itself has a lot of insurance in it because my father has been an insurance advisor. And so right from childhood, you keep hearing about the value of insurance, why health insurance, all these things, you keep hearing. Got married, went out, and then in fact, while I was in Kuwait, I taught for a good 9 years in a school. Came back, and then what do I do? My whole thing was, I don't know whether I can get back to teaching. And then this somehow, the insurance thing was always there on my mind. And kuch karna hai, apne liye karna hai. I don't want to work somewhere. So that's how I got into the insurance industry. That was in 2005. And I think I haven't looked back since then. So it's just been going on. From life insurance, I started off only with life insurance and then continued with, health insurance, general insurance, because general insurance is a little easier to sell compared to life insurance, I think. And then of course, when we had a standalone health insurance industry, so that's when finally Niva Bupa comes in. So right now I'm with 3 companies.
In health insurance?
Only in health insurance with Niva Bupa.
So when you decided that you were doing general insurance as well,
Yeah.
you were working with insurance so many years,
Right.
but you are not working with health insurance until last 11 months?
11 months.
No, specifically Niva Bupa for the last 11 months. But prior to that, I also am an advisor with ICICI Lombard, where I do general insurance, health insurance, plus motor insurance. Yeah. So it's been a long journey.
So when you approached her for the same thing and she took so long, but when she finally agreed, how easy it was for you to train her for the same thing that, okay, you do business over here also?
Maybe Disha, the first thing is because it's easy. One is I know her very well.
Yeah.
I know her background. I know she is a dynamic lady and she works sincerely. A few things needed for a good advisor. And again easy because she was doing very good in life insurance. She knew little about health insurance industry. But yes, to core she was not going to the health insurance industry. Training, product wise, need for it, who's the right thing, was the only thing to be put. Might be if you say I have to put 100% for someone, it was just 40% for Sunita.
Wow.
Rest was all done. For her to get, still I'll tell you, it's just the tip of the iceberg. I'll say she's a star, upcoming star. A star is born and wait for it for the next few years. In the insurance industry, I've been seeing in the last 11 months, she's catching up well, much better than people who have been there for 10, 11 years.
So as a mentor, what is your role into her life?
First and foremost, showing her the right place, right clients, how to pitch, and teaching her the need. Everyone, if you look at it, whomever she meets, everyone says, I got an health insurance industry.
Yes.
But first thing was teaching her the need analysis. Whether they are rightly insured, whether the products have been rightly sold. People feel health insurance industry is just one product, that is medical. Unfortunately, it is not. It has got various sectors like medical is just 25% of health insurance industry. This was what I wanted to picture. Today she will say, yes, it's there. Health insurance industry is mediclaim, accident policy, then comes critical illness, then comes top up. That's the only thing I had to teach her, and she knew the segmentation and she is flying.
Absolutely, absolutely.
While you were training her, and as you said that she's already a star and she's going to be a more famous star than what she is now, what do you expect from her? That how she should be doing or working further, and what are his expectations from you?
I don't know what his expectations are.
Sky's the limit, sky's the limit.
Oh my God.
But yes, coming to reality terms,
Yes, yes.
I always tell her at least 100 houses to be secured every year. Minimum 100 houses is to be secured, because if you make Disha look into it, with like the COVID made me realize so many for our families over devastated just because they didn't have the right health insurance, or they had for 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, and COVID taught it's all are underinsured. So there's a big market, and that's what I Sunita is the right person at the right place at the right time. And she, again I should say, it's a COVID advisor for me. Come at the COVID time, everyone's actually, am I right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, how much do you trust him, and how much are you responsible, or how much are you dependent on him?
Trust factor? Is there a 200% or a...
It's 1,000%.
Completely 1,000%. Yes, yes, yes. As I said, without even questioning, I just go ahead with whatever he says. You know, as a mentor, he's been fantastic. No two things about it. And as I said, since I've known him for so long, I know the way he works.
Yes.
And he knows, what works for me and
How
what
to make
doesn't.
her work.
How to
Yes.
make me
That's the
work.
most important
That is the
thing.
most
How to
important.
make work.
How to make me work. He knows what ticks me. I mean, certain things, like when we're talking about awards, we're talking about recognition. Sometimes maybe that wouldn't have such a big impact. But where I would say for me, what really, really works is being sincere about it. Being very honest about my work, giving the right kind of advice to anyone. So it's not about just what's in it for me, because for me, it's my client who comes first, not me. I mean, earnings to aayenge. So I think it's consistent hard work, being honest, integrity. Tomorrow when my client, looks back, he should never feel that Sunita ne mujhe kuch galat de diya.
Yes.
So that for me is most important. And I can proudly say that I've been able to achieve that. I don't have a single person who's ever come back to me giving me a negative report about me, because I do take feedback from my clients also sometimes, because that's the way to improve yourself, I feel.
So, how difficult it was to get business from COVID, because people didn't have the money to buy insurance and people were getting affected, but it was not easy to get health insurance at the same time when you are having COVID or you are very near to get something.
There are two things. One is people didn't have money. Agreed. Second, more important was COVID taught them they needed insurance.
Yes.
So what was happening is, it's an Indian tendency. They say when the market is up, everyone invests. The same way everywhere it was only hospitalization, and the bills what we're seeing is 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, and people, I should not be saying, I know people who have borrowed money to get their insurance.
Correct.
Last 2 years, people understood health insurance industry is important, securing life is important, because family savings were eroded.
Yes.
So it was, if you call it difficult, I would say it was the most easiest period of an health insurance advisor was last 2 years. People who really worked, but yeah, a lot of good advisors did it well, but people who didn't approach never came. People who worked in COVID time, and more than that, I would say it was the best thing was sitting at home and doing business.
Yes, work from home.
Work from home, enjoyed. I didn't know what a Zoom call was. I learned Zoom call in May 2020 when COVID started. I never knew there was something, and it was only Zoom interviews. No traveling. Bombay with no traveling, no time waste. 5 interviews, 10 interviews. So Disha, this was the best time for health insurance industry or the insurance industry. So it was not difficult. It was blessing in disguise for getting people secured. I will not say it was not a good phase. It was a bad phase for everyone.
But it depends on the opportunity. If we are taking it as an opportunity, then it was the best opportunity
Absolutely.
for everything that we could have
And
done.
rather, it was a blow for everyone to make everyone understand. You should secure your life. It's very
You
important.
should secure
You
your
secure
money,
your
your
health. You secure your health, very important. Otherwise, in our fast mechanical life, we were forgetting it. Made us realize we have to think.
But
about it.
nowadays, when I would ask you also, that nowadays companies are giving health insurance. They don't, the employees who are young, who are getting business into MNCs and everything,
Right.
they are giving a health insurance from the company itself. So they don't go out anywhere to get business,
Disha,
to get insured.
I beg to disagree there, because I have quite a few clients who are insured with their companies.
Yes.
But as he rightly said, the impact of the COVID has been such that they realize the insurance that they have, most of them, is about 4 lakhs to 5 lakhs.
Correct.
Right? So I've had clients who come in के Sunita, मेरे लिए 4 लाख काफी नहीं हो रहा है, कंपनी सिर्फ उतना ही दे रही है मुझे. So I definitely need to up my insurance. So that is why they are going for higher insurance with us.
So when people come to you for hand, do you give them a standard plan or do you advise them to have a top-up plan?
See, I think 5 lakhs base plan, according to me, again, depending on the kind of status that they have. So, Disha, it's not about how much they have or what I can sell. What I need to understand is what are his needs? Kitna hai uske paas, right? Uski liabilities kya hai? And based on that, I would advise. So, for some, it could be 5 lakhs is just enough. And then I would just give him a top up to take care of that extra which possibly he would need. And if it's an older person, for example, I feel that 5 lakhs is too less at that point of time. Because any kind of hospitalization, for example, for me, the kind of problems that I would have, that I would need to get hospitalized, it could be about 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs in today's times. So based on the person's, I see his background, I see his need. So it's a need analysis and then suggest.
So what is the difference between the base plan and the top up? And is it good to have top up plan, or is it good to say if young people or if any age of people want to go for a higher sum assured, but then it would be costly for us.
Absolutely, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
if we think of in terms of money, then people would prefer top up. But does the top up give some of the less benefits to the people?
No. So the top up works pretty brilliantly because, as you rightly said, it costs very less compared to it. In fact, just yesterday I had a client who was talking about the same. He said, Sunita, should I go? मेरे पास 15 लाख का है and I want to make it 25 at least, right? So what should I do? But he had a little bit of problem with his finances also. So obviously for him, I would have suggested go for a top up.
So what is the difference, or what are the benefits and disadvantages of the top up and standard plan?
There is no disadvantage at all. It's always an advantage to have a top up. Because it's a very simple thing, right? Your base plan takes care of just this much, for example, like 15 lakhs, for example, right? I've got a top up for the next 50 lakhs. तो मेरा अगर bill आता है, hospital bill आता है, let's say 25 lakhs. So the first 15 lakhs gets taken care of. So if within his finances, for his needs, if I think I could give him a top up, which would cost less, and as compared to a base plan, which would cost higher.
So it depends from person to person.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So as a company, how would company benefit from top up plan and from the base plan? Because if base plan people are paying premium, then company gets premium. But if people are going for top up, then the company has to give a high insurance at a very little premium. So how company benefits from it?
Basically, as a company also, we want people to be secure. Everyone insured is most, and it's not practically possible for everyone to have a big base plan. No, it's not possible. So our advice to all the advisors, wherever we are there is, please get them insured first. If someone has to take, see, there is base and top up cannot be the same. Simple reason is there are things where base covers entirely. If the products what we sell in that, even if you're looking at a case like kidney transplant, where even the person who's a donor is taken care.
But if a company is making loss, if a company is giving top up to everyone, then or other claims they are like a big COVID claims, there were so many claims they were coming. So how company, I would say, managed, or what premium they calculated, or on what basis the business was going on?
See, it's an actuarial science game. It's all there to present it. The company has seen the premium, looking at actuarial science, a number of years, what the claims will come, everything calculated. Yes, COVID has played a very bad role.
Yes.
COVIDism.
And the number of claims have been passed or have...
See, if the ratio you look at it, all are going 90-95% up. Look at, there are few claims. See, if you look at, I have been going deep into it. Many of the cases, it's not the client's mistake, not the company. There are technical reasons it's stuck up. But now if you go to health insurance industry, I would blindly say health insurance industry is grown very well. The claims are settled. And I would proudly say that where Sunita and I am associated, there's a new thing called claim samadhan.
Yes.
Where if you have somewhere you are not satisfied, with the advisor, you can have a Zoom call with the underwriter, tell your grievances, if it is clear on the call, it is clear.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a new thing that I have learned today.
Yes.
It's clear on the call.
So is it with these Niva Bupa only, or it's with every health insurance company?
No, I don't think it's there with all insurance. Might be someone is having internal, I'll not say it's not there.
Okay.
Might be someone is there. But we introduced it 1 year back and it's been fantastic. I've been in there at least in 4 or 5. The clients give their all their grievances. It must be it's a technical thing where both were not understanding. Client was not able to communicate it properly.
Yes.
On the call, it was displayed, and when the call is going on, it's a claim is passed. And the success ratio of claim getting settled is very high. It's very high. It's like, Disha, it's simple logic. The underwriter sitting does not know the client.
Yes.
Right.
And the client doesn't know to convey it properly.
But there are many websites where people can buy health insurance online itself without having people between them. So what are the benefits, or is it really helpful that buying online insurance is good?
So one and foremost, I'll tell you, as India grown, India has not grown to that level. If that's it, if you really see that, we have just become online now. The
Yes.
world was online long years back. Do you feel there is no insurance advisors the world over?
No, there are, but what are the scope in the future? I mean, जितना मिलता है ऑनलाइन हम उतना ही घर बैठ के सब कुछ ऑर्डर कर लेते हैं. अगर मुझे सैंडविच भी ऑर्डर करनी है तो आई जस्ट क्लिक माय फोन एंड आ गया. तो इट इज वेरी इजी. वी डोंट हैव टू डिपेंड ऑन, वी डोंट हैव टू कॉल क्या कि मेरा ये क्लेम पास हो रहा है तो मुझे यहाँ चाहिए या ये चाहिए. सो वैसे अभी सारी इंडस्ट्रीज ऑनलाइन आ रही है. जैसे आप बोल रहे हो कि आप समाधान करते हो पॉलिसी का, वो भी ऑनलाइन हो रहा है. So how convenient it is for you or as a company or as an advisor to convince people and to make them aware that what are the benefits and what are the disadvantages of online and having a person for you at your service.
A very, very small thing. I think, online, yes, you rightly said, you can buy anything online. But sometimes when there's a problem, you need somebody whom you can, who's wrong with the pizza, whom you approach.
Yeah, correct.
Right? So I have to call up Swiggy. Swiggy will tell me possibly that sir, it's not my fault, it's the the restaurant's fault. So basically you need somebody whom you can address your complaints to, right?
So we need a customer call.
So what about insurance? What about health insurance? Claim to, I mean, मैंने insurance का policy तो ले लिया online. Nobody on the other side, it's there, tak, I feed in my details, I get my policy. What when a claim comes? I need somebody on the other side to be able to help me when a claim comes.
In health insurance industry, it's life. You need help where you need comes to health. You need empathy. You need sympathy. And India has not developed to a full online. Yes, a percentage might go. Now, Disha, you asked a very beautiful question. Online. I'll put it the other way. Finally, where does the person go to a doctor?
Yes.
So will that person take an online treatment? So tomorrow there should be no doctor. If I have anything, any illness, I go to online, I take the medicine, I'm okay. Why do you need a doctor? Tomorrow you need, in Indian people, you need to go to a doctor, you have to sit, and that's where you get well. Same way, as an advisor, the trust factor, where the person needs when it's not well. What an advisor can do, an online person cannot do. And secondly, who is your advisor? He is your dukh sukh ka sathi. When you have a dukh है उस टाइम में आपके साथ साथी नहीं है तो नहीं होता है. It's not just we go take a premium or settle the claim. It's a family member present when you are not well. That cannot be replaced by an online. A percentage might go, but I can assure you, many years down the line, that percentage will increase, but the advisor will be there. World over, all companies the advisors are still there. The advisors have not vanished. We have not become an extinguished disease. No, you will have an advisor always.
And moreover, Disha, when somebody goes to the hospital, somebody is J1 in the hospital, तब वो बैठ के मगजमारी करेगा कि फोन करके मेरा क्लेम करना है, मुझे ये करना है, or isn't it better that the advisor is there that time? All he needs to do is just give a call to the advisor, and he'll take care of all the all the official things that is required. Filing the claim, उसके papers भरना या जो भी चाहिए. That's the advisor's job.
Yeah, right, very right.
So
the person is in panic at that
absolutely.
time, and so they have to depend on someone for all this financial things.
Exactly.
So instead of googling and calling customer, it's better to call an advisor and hand it over. You can also shout over them, "Do my claim."
Absolutely. So I think that at that point of time, it's more needed that the person is there in the hospital with the person rather than running around for all these things. And you're on the right frame of mind also.
So the health insurance is more important at the time of claim.
Absolutely.
The advisor is more important at the time of claim. So it's very much better to have an advisor, a very good and family person who would be there 24/7.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, does the person always have to be dependent on the advisor? They can sometimes go cashless if that's very so I would say if there's some emergency.
Yes.
And if advisor is not available, by any chance if they are on holiday or if they are not doing well. So how things works at
It's
that
become
time?
very smooth that the client has to just go to any of the hospitals, just give the claim ID and policy number, and it's cashless.
Okay.
And our experience is it's 30 minutes cashless.
Yeah.
Within 30 minutes cashless. And you'll be shocked where the industry is going. Now during discharge, you need not wait. There are things coming where you just, when you've taken even all your data, when you documents when you got in, you can just, hospital says discharge, you can walk out. You can walk out. That simple it's become.
So I would also ask that वहाँ पे जो हम कैंटीन में खाते पीते हैं वो भी included होता है?
बिल्कुल नहीं होता है, बिल्कुल नहीं होता
चाय
है.
पानी included होता है?
चाय पानी included नहीं होता है. I'm so sorry.
It's not a luxury place. Yes, whatever the patient takes it, everything in the bill has been taken. Yes, you asked a very important question. I'll come to the thing. Till few years back, there was something called hospital consumables, which was not given.
Right.
That you must have seen in the bills there is 20%, 10% cut, hospital consumables. Now the product has come back, even hospital consumables are given, and it's a big amount, 10-20%, sometimes 5-10%.
Right.
Bills like gloves, things which are not given. Even that now it has been included. Last one.
Especially COVID times, I think this
Yeah.
consumables have become
Yeah.
a really large
They were-
because of the PPE kits and all these things which were being
They were
included.
charging very high amounts for
Absolutely,
PPE, it's
absolutely.
like in thousands.
Absolutely.
Now all things, if you there are few riders, if your rider is
Yeah,
taken,
yeah.
even your consumables are paid.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
wonderful.
yeah,
It's
yeah. But people are not aware of it,
But,
so I think
but
that
yes,
makes a difference.
Disha will come to that also. Definitely. But you wanted for the food things? Yes. There
Oh,
are ways.
we've got-
You have something.
If I am visiting hospital to see
Yes,
someone,
yes.
I
So
want
there
at
is-
least which
I
are
put it in
already-
a beautiful way.
हाँ.
What is that expense you have per day?
See, if I am going to see someone, तो वो already बीमार है, उसके already खर्चे हो रहे हैं,
Right.
वो मुझे भी चाय पानी पिला रहा है, तो उसके और खर्चे और हॉस्पिटल के चाय पानी
अगर वो दे दूं तो
महंगे
अच्छा
होते हैं।
लगेगा आपको?
मुझे बिल्कुल अच्छा
बिल्कुल।
There is
मैं
some-
वो भी दे
वो भी
सकते
है,
हैं।
हम दे रहे हैं।
हाँ, वो भी दे
दिन का
सकते
कितना
हैं।
चाहिए? दिन
There
का-
is, there
दिन
is.
का- दिन का
Yeah,
कितना चाहिए?
yeah.
1000, 2000, 3000, 4000.
Wow.
Yes.
There's a rider. It's called hospital cash. And you
Exactly.
opt for it and you get that
Exactly.
also.
You can
Number
get
of
that
days.
too.
Okay.
For 48 hours hospitalization should be there, and if depending upon the sum assured, up to 4,000 you get per day.
As long as
आपका जो खर्चा जो भी करो पूछना नहीं हो
तो
4,000.
मैं हॉस्पिटल में कोकिला दिन में जाके अगर मैं पिज्जा खाऊं तो मेरा वो फ्री हो जाएगा।
आपको आपको I tell you how it is free, directly free नहीं है. If you are admitted and
If I'm going to see someone, that person, and he orders for me, I can have that free pizza.
fees orders ना तो 10 दिन एडमिट हुआ 4,000 दिन का 40,000 ले लो.
40,000, हाँ, बिल्कुल,
Even traveling का रखो.
बिल्कुल।
That 40 you have to claim.
Wow.
Irrespective of any bill, you've taken a rider, you
Yeah.
get your 4,000 per day depending upon the sum.
depending on the sum assured.
Okay.
So that
2 to
4,000 what you do
4,000.
is your choice. Might be yes, very rightly said is. I would say yes, it's a good time to ask. Why not have a rider? So
Yes.
if you have a hospital cash rider, so that when someone is admitted, don't drive, don't take tension. That 10 days, hire a car, and every day go in the car, peacefully go. Must be a good car, any car,
But
Innova.
sometimes even families are in pressure
Family-
that
family
they have
members
to
should
travel
sit in the
here
car.
and there.
It's not
I
easy.
recommend
It's
I
not
tell my
easy.
clients when I sell hospital cash, I tell them, please take this so that when
Yes.
there is an hospitalization, one car should be hired every day
Yeah.
till that. So that car
Sometimes it's
only
very
takes
much
you no
necessary to have drivers with.
It's not easy. It's
Yes.
not easy when someone hospitalized, going up and down.
Yes, it's very
It's a load. It's a load on the family
Are
members.
there any loopholes in this?
Frankly speaking, what should be the loophole? You have been written that 4,000 you get.
Simple.
You are admitted, you should get it. But yes, only thing is 48 hours hospitalization. And 10 days, number of days, it's maximum, it's up to 30 days. So you get it. It's there. So you take visa, you have a ride in an Innova or alone, everything is included.
Wow.
It's been
Yes.
included. Yes.
Yes.
We in health insurance industry is also looking at making hospitalization, healthcare better.
Wow.
It's better. That's what we have been doing.
Absolutely.
So it's good to have health insurance and it's good to have good advisors who are also offering us pizzas and everything.
There's
Take a lighter moment, she has said
there is
very well.
another one of a kind, policy that we have, which is the accident insurance. What happens is that that in India or other everywhere there are so many accidents that take place. So it does cause disability. It could be permanent, it could be temporary, right? So your hospital bills, as long as you're in the hospital, gets taken care of by your health insurance policy. But what about loss of income?
Yes.
The person is not able to work for that many days, which means loss of income.
Correct.
So our accident policy, as I said, covers you for up to 100 weeks.
That's 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. Till the doctor gives you a certificate that you are perfectly alright and you can work again. So that's the advantage of this accident policy.
So, but if a person is getting permanent disability, then
He gets the entire sum assured. For example, the person is insured for 1 CR. अगर उसको permanent disability होती है, which means loss of 2 limbs, right? Then he gets an entire 1 CR at that point of time. The policy continues. It does not end. क्योंकि God forbid, I mean that's again, God forbid, आज 2 limbs गए हैं, God forbid कुछ आगे कभी कुछ हो जाता है फिर से, again he is covered.
wow.
So that's the advantage of this accident policy.
That's the power
It is
of health insurance, I would say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as well as I said, it is not just Mediclaim. There are a whole lot of advantages in health insurance. Yes.
It's saying health insurance we were asking. It's important. She said the second part very, very important. That is, we started with Mediclaim. There's an accident policy. There's a beautiful policy called critical illness, which itself is a very big, vast area. Then there is something called a top-up, which gives you a different thing. And now for a senior citizen, separate things are on. It has become client-friendly.
Absolutely.
And people should have it. Now no one should go away from insurance. That's
People
a
are
promise.
opting for health insurance, and it's very much necessary, it's very much helpful, and it's very much important to have health insurance where we are facing COVID times. And even though COVID has been gone, the kind of stressful life that we are living today, and with the environment around us and the work profile, even though we are getting health conscious, we are having nutrients and everything, it's always better to have a backup, and that is with the help of that health insurance policy. And with the best advisor who is having his best mentor that I've ever met, and it was a really pleasure having you guys. And I have learned so many things about health insurance today, and I would really love to have free pizzas that are being sponsored by my health insurance advisor. So it was a really nice talk, and I really wish you all the very best for your
Disha,
future and for.
Wish you all the best. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank
Do
you so
continue the
much.
good work.
I would love to, and I expect that you come to my show again and again with more of your achievements and share your more achievements so that people get inspired by you.
Absolutely.
And,
100% true.
So that's the whole idea of coming here. It's not only about it was wonderful interacting with you,
Thank
and
you.
She's
of
been doing a
course,
good
yes,
job.
yes, yes.
She's giving
yes.
back to the society. So anytime you will, we are there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Disha. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.